She's not into flowers, but get her thing of choice to set the mood, like, here you go, honey, let me take you out to dinner. But also in doing so, I was hoping that she can see, like, yeah, girl, I'm taking care of you. Let me cook you this meal. That didn't matter to her. She wanted me to say thank you for putting gas in the car. To my channel. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Today's video, I'm going to talk about what I've learned as a wife. So our anniversary is coming up in March and we will have been married for 2 years. So I just want to talk about 5 things that I've learned so far about being a wife. My wife's name is Lakeisha. We've been together for 8 years, married for going on 2 years. The first thing I learned is there is no blueprint for marriage. So what I mean by this is don't idolize other people's marriages because you don't know what they're going through on the inside, and honestly that's not our business what they're going through on the inside. So don't idolize other people's marriages. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for advice as far as like, well, we're having this situation, how did you handle that? Trusted friends, of course. How did you handle this situation? We're going through this, how did you deal with it? Or you can just ask people who've been married for a long time best practices for situations that you're dealing with if you and your spouse is okay with that. That's another thing. So if it's a situation that the two of you are dealing with together, the two of you can decide together if you're gonna outsource help, because it's not fair for one party to discuss their business with someone else on the outside and they know the business and get all the clarity, and then the other person doesn't have that clarity. So I think you should establish your trusted people that you're gonna talk to about stuff, because we all go through things. So I feel like it's nice to have those trusted people that you guys can go to and talk to about stuff that comes up in marriages, and you all trust each other that everyone has everybody's best interests at heart, if that makes sense. So sum all that up, because that was a lot. There is no blueprint for marriage, and if you are going to outsource opinions and advice on marriage, just make sure it's someone who you both trust and value, and you believe that those people who are giving you the advice have both of you best interests at heart, not just the one who you know. Make sure they care about you both. 2 is establish how you would pay your bills and manage your money. Now, maybe we didn't really combine our money. The whole time we were dating, our money was separate. So, and even now, it's still separate, and there are some parts of it that's combined. If she don't mind me sharing what it is, I'll put it down here below. Anyway, before you get married though, and during the first year of marriage, I suggest you establish how you will pay your bills and manage your money, because it is true that money is the #1 reason for divorce. So if you already know that going into marriage, then you should go ahead and figure out who's gonna pay what, who's responsible for what, who handles what, who is going to do what, who's going to be the one who is over the money if you do have your money together, which one of you are better with money. I can admit I'm not the best between the two of us with money, so I do trust Keisha to handle our money. I trust her to do what needs to be done for our family. And do I want to say this? I'm gonna keep it real. I feel like if you don't trust the person who you're married with the money, then why marry them? So be with someone you can trust, not just with your heart, but I feel like you should trust them with money. You should trust them with decision making. You should trust them with everything, not just with your heart, and that they're not gonna do anything to hurt you. Like, trust needs to be all the way around, and I do. I trust Keisha with money. I trust her with making decisions. I trust her with everything. So you definitely want to establish who's going to be that person to handle finances. 3 is establish boundaries. Now, boundaries is a word that most people love and most people hate. And when I say boundaries, I mean the two of you can have boundaries with each other. Just because you're married does not mean that you're not an individual anymore. You can still have your own personal space and your own personal boundaries. So boundaries need to be established between the two of you in the beginning, or as you work through the relationship, you can determine, okay, we need to talk about this. This is a boundary for me. Could you please not do this again? Could you please not say that again? Also, boundaries need to be established with the family that's not within your family. So let's break down the family. So I feel like when Keisha and I got married, we are a family now. Although we don't have kids, and more than likely we're probably not going to have any, we are still a family. Our sub-families are her family on her side and my family on my side. And it's important that we establish boundaries with each other's families and together. So I have boundaries with her family, she has boundaries with my family, and vice versa. And that way everyone can respect everyone and they can respect our union, because essentially we are a family now. Number 4, plan date nights. Now, y'all know this is my favorite one. I love date nights. Date nights can be planned inside the house. They can be planned outside the house. A date is a date, and you can make it special. Behind me is still our setup for our Valentine's Day tablescape for the whole month, because I just love to look at it when I walk by here. So I'm all for date nights. And if you like, I can pop, well, I'll pop up some date night ideas. And these don't have to be just for Valentine's Day. You can do these anytime you want to have a date night. And I will admit, in the beginning, I felt like Keisha was supposed to plan all the dates, but now my eyes are open and I know that I too can plan a date, set the mood. You know, she's not into flowers, but get her thing of choice to set the mood. Like, here you go, honey, let me take you out to dinner. And on those days that I do take her out to dinner or treat her, like, obviously it's on me, and I'll drive. I don't drive between the two of us. So that's how I want her to feel special. I want her to feel like this is a date. I drive on date night, that I'm taking her out to dinner. So those are fun for me. Those are fun for her. And the 5th thing that I've learned is love each other based on their love languages. So Keisha and I love languages. How I receive love is the least amount of ways she receives it, and vice versa. So I'll be honest, we both struggle with this a little bit because we're on a complete opposite of the spectrum. So my love language is acts of service, and Keisha's love language is words of affirmation. My least one is words of affirmation, and her least one is acts of service. So in the beginning, well, I won't say I was taught to treat people how you want to be treated. And that's not necessarily the case when it comes to love languages, because regardless of all the things I do around the house, I can cook, I can clean, scrub baseboards, mop the floor. That is not how Keisha receives love. If I say thank you for taking out the trash, that is how she received love. So in the beginning, I will admit, I was doing all the extra stuff around the house, thinking, oh, she's gonna know I love her because I'm cooking and I'm cleaning and I'm sweeping up the floors and I'm making sure this house is a home because I love her so much and I want her to know that I'm gonna do all this for her. That didn't mean anything to her, as you can see, because her words of affirmation, her love language is words of affirmation. So, and then with her, she would tell me, thank you for everything. I can do the smallest task, like make up the bed. And she'll say, thank you for making up the bed. I'm like, you're welcome. Okay. But she's overly thanking me because that's how she receives love. So if she puts gas in the car so I don't have to, I should say, thank you for putting gas in the car, because, you know, that's how she received love by, you know, saying that she's doing something very well. So honestly, we are still working with that because we're so opposite in that, like the complete opposite in that. And obviously I do make the home because I like to look at it. I love to look at beautiful things. But also in doing so, I was hoping that she can see like, yeah, girl, I'm taking care of you. Let me cook you this meal. That didn't matter to her. She wanted me to say thank you for paying gas in the car. So I do. I thank her for the gas. I thank her for everything she does. Whenever there's something that needs to be done, thank you, honey. Thank you, honey. Thank you. I say thank you all the time or not. And when she wants to show me, when she's loving me the way I want to be loved, is if I'm doing a task around the house, she'll stop what she's doing and help me. So that is how we're managing our love languages now. So a recap of everything that we talked about, I'm looking at my iPad for notes, is number one, there is no blueprint for marriage. So you two get to be the architect and plan your own marriage, how you want it to go. Number two, establish how you would pay your bills, who's gonna manage the money, who's gonna be the accountant of the marriage. Three, establish boundaries. Boundaries can be between the two of you, and you can also set boundaries for each other's families. Four, plan date night. Date night is very important. You don't want to get bored, you don't want to get stale, and you still want to have something to look forward to. And with the both of us, we both work from home, so that is so important because no one wants a stale marriage. So you have to keep things spicy by being spontaneous and planning things for each other. And five, love each other based on your love languages. I'll link the love language test that we did below. And we did just recently redo this. So I have accurate data, like accurate current data. We both just took the test again. And mine is for sure still acts of service and hers is words of affirmation. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll let you into my marriage a little bit. I do take it very seriously. It's very sacred to me. It's nothing that I take lightly, and I will say that it is hard to like find like a village that mirrors who I am and what I am. Especially, you know, on YouTube, I'm feminine, I'm married to a woman, and I will admit that we do sometimes subscribe to hetero norm. When I say hetero norm, I mean as far as like Keisha May takes the trash out and I'll wash the dishes. So those are hetero norm standards. So we do kind of subscribe to that in a way, but that works for us. But when we got married, we did have a conversation as far as like how our marriage is gonna run and what works for us. So I do search for people who I can identify. I can't find any. So that is why I'm here on YouTube, in case someone is looking for someone like me. Here I am. I am a married lesbian and I subscribe to femininity and homemaking, and I enjoy doing those type of things. I look forward to doing those type of things. And if you are looking for someone like me, or if you are, you know, a newlywed, or you are interested in, you know, the things that I'm doing on my channel, I would love for you to subscribe, and I'd love to have you here. Or if you're just curious, like, how do two women manage being married and in a healthy, you know, happy relationship? So I will show you as much as she allows me to show you, because, you know, some things we do keep private, some things you don't want shown, and I have to respect that. So, and that's another thing too. There's so many debates going around as far as like your spouse can't tell you what to do, or what do you mean let? Yeah, to me that's respect. So even with this video, I'm recording it now. I'm gonna let her watch it back to see if she likes what I'm saying, and if she feels like I'm sharing too much, I probably won't post this video. So hopefully she likes it so I can post it, because it's not just about me, it's about her. And yes, I am sharing my life, but trust and believe, Keisha is aware of what I'm sharing, because it does revolve around her. And the times that she doesn't want to be on camera, she's not on camera. So, but in the time she wants to be, she is, and she approves it. So just please don't think that I'm just putting all our business out, and Keisha's like, what is she doing? She knows, because we communicate with each other, and that's a part of life, and that's part of being married. I'm rambling now. Y'all, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new and if you're interested in homemaking, things to do in Atlanta, vlogs, plus size hauls, or clothing in general, and aesthetics tips, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. I upload every Tuesday and Saturdays at 3 p.m. Although this week, I think I'm going to only upload once a week for the rest of the month, and then in March I'll start back uploading twice. So the rest of the month I'm only gonna upload on Tuesday, and then March I'll start back uploading twice a week, which is Tuesdays and Saturdays at 3 o'clock. So thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.